Hi, everybody. This is Andrew McGugan with Open Solar. Thank you for joining us for the REC Open Solar webinar. We're so excited to have the REC Solar team here today. We're just going to give everyone a moment here to join. So if you want to hang out for one moment, we'll be getting started shortly. Thank you so much. All right. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate you joining here today. Again, we're really excited to welcome the REC Solar team to join our webinar here with us. And I'm going to go ahead and hand over to our colleagues here from the REC team, starting with Richard.
Cool. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, thanks for joining us today. My name's Rich Brewer. I'm the Director of Market Intel here at REC. I've been with REC about 3 years. I started with SunPower back in 2008. So I've seen a number of these policy ups and downs and decided to take a few minutes to bring you guys up to speed.
Gabe?
Thanks, Andrew. Hey, everybody. My name is Gabe Davis. I'm part of the team at REC. I've been here for almost 6 years. And prior to joining REC, I spent uh, close to 16 years in the residential solar construction space. So, sales, operations, and really happy to be here and share some great perspective on where the market's going in 2026 and how you can win with REC. Back to you, Andrew.
Awesome. Thanks, Gabe. Yeah, and I'm Andrew McGugan, General Manager for Open Solar for the US. Yeah, really looking forward to this webinar with REC, and we really appreciate working with them and all their pros, and just really appreciate the support here. So today we're going to do a quick overview of REC and some updates from their team on what's going on in the market and with their products. We'll give a live demo here of Open Solar and how you design, sell, and propose with REC, as well as their TPO partners. And yeah, we'll have some time here for a Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions at all, please leave them in our Q&A section or the chat. Myself and the REC team will be happy to answer those as we go along. But we'll also save time at the end for Q&A if you do have any questions you want to ask us live. With that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Richard and Gabe here to kick us off with the REC side.
Yeah, Gabe, you want to tee up our quick poll here?
Sorry about that. Absolutely. So, the quick poll is, which financial product are you currently using? And we've got GoodLeap, HDM, Palmetto, Lightreach, Participate, or others. We'll be speaking to this in more detail, but would love any feedback you all have on what finance product you're currently using in the market.
Thanks, Gabe. We'll leave the poll up for a few moments for you to leave their answers here. And if you are answering with other and you're open to sharing it, we'd love for you to drop a comment in the chat of who the other is that you're working with. Yeah, really important for us and for the REC team that we're working with the partners that matter to you most. And we really appreciate all the feedback.
Great. So yeah, let's take a few minutes to go through some of the key policy and trade issues affecting the market and potentially pricing and availability this year. So tax credit is dead along with the tax credits. So the 25D traditional homeowner tax credit did go away at the end of last year. However, 40D is still around. Your business claim tax credit that comes into play in the TPO space. This is around until the end of 2027, unless you get your project started before June, in which case you have until the end of 2030. So TPO finance products, as a result, now we have 40AD still, are going to be the fastest growing segment for residential consumers. If you look at the numbers from folks like Ohm, they see TPO being at least 65, maybe even 70% of the market as we go into next year. So you can maintain that tax credit flexibility. Um, they're going to have maybe some higher complexity and costs, but on the other hand, the customer really gets to get the benefit from the existing policy on day one, whereas with the 25D traditional ITC, you had to wait until April the following year. So you can position it that way. And as of January 1st, FIAC compliance is now required to get the 4080 tax credit. So the upshot is definitely focus those efforts on remarketing to homeowners who would express interest prior to the shift over in the tax credit system. California, in particular, battery add-on is a huge piece of the story in the NEM 3.0 world, and project availability for tax credit is still a great driver for starting that conversation with homeowners. So, FIAC is a term that I think most people are familiar with at this point. So, people use it as sort of a shorthand for China equipment. There are some, as a cocktail party fun fact, there's 3 other countries that are also defined as FIAC, a list that could change at any time, although we certainly don't expect it to. So, what's been the market reaction? So, really, everyone is claiming to be fiat compliant. It is an extremely arcane and detailed process to really go through all the qualifications to be truly fiat free. There are prohibited foreign entities. There are foreign influenced entities. It's a multi-layered test for determining true fiat free status. It goes beyond simply your ownership structure, your investment levels, your board members. There's a lot of different tests, but it goes all the way through to the IP you're using and the projects and products that you're licensing to produce your products. So it goes all the way down to the component level. And as a result, you're seeing ABLs and tax credit claimants who are being very conservative and keeping a very tight list of companies on those lists because there are a lot of other companies that are going to be FIAC impacted and trade case impacted. So the upshot here is FIAC is not a simple check the box exercise. We're still waiting for guidance. People have been saying that more FIAC guidance is coming next week for about 2 months now. So we're waiting for some updates. There are a lot of outstanding questions. Are you FIAC compliant for 2 months of the year? Does that get you a sort of prorated status? If non-FIAC for part of the year, does that mean you have to give it up for the full fiscal year? So there's a lot of outstanding questions, and hopefully we'll be learning more soon. So finally, there's a lot of other trade and tariff programs that are going on in the background. Still a lot of wild cards. So one you may have heard of is the latest ADCVD case, otherwise known as Solar 4. This is ADCVD against India, Laos, and Indonesia. So Indonesia and Laos, if you've been looking at the import numbers the way that I do, you're seeing those regions have just hockey sticked up to the right. They're now about 50% of cell and module imports right now. Um, India has no precipitating respondents to the case. They may have a high tariff rate, but we know that India Laos is definitely going to have a high tariff rate. Also, worth keeping an eye on is the last case, the Solar 3, is the Cambodia, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam case. And then before that, we had the Austin anti-circ case, and that is still under appeal, which could result in significant retroactive tariffs for people who brought in products during the Biden moratorium window. Next, we have the 232 case. You may have heard of this one as well. This is a case brought for national security concerns, nothing to do with pricing, nothing to do with dumping. This was brought in 9 months ago, so that meant that the official report out should be in March. We have heard a wide range of opinions about 232. People are saying that the Commerce Department is still working on the report. We've heard people say the report is done and sitting on the president's desk. We've heard that the report may not come out until after Trump's meeting with China. We've also heard that it may come out before then. The structure of the 232 case is also a wild card. They could be percentage tariffs. It could be a cent per watt tariff. There could be quotas and carve outs for certain countries and companies. So many variables at this point. And we're hearing, it could be more punitive than we think. It could be less. The 201 tariff program ran out on Friday, right? That had been going on for 8 years. Started as a 30% tariff. Last year it was down to 14%. But that tariff program is now over, which could be a talking point in the we need more tariffs camp. And finally, another program you've heard about are the IEEPA tariffs, sometimes called reciprocal tariffs. This was the Liberation Day announcement last April that spooked the markets. So this has been under legal challenge. The Supreme Court is determining whether IEEPA was legal in the first place to start imposing tariffs. If you look at the IEEPA, the um, actual language, there's nothing in there about tariffs or taxes. So the administration took a lot of liberties in using this particular belief, and the Supreme Court will be ruling on it. But even if they do say that IEPA was originally illegal, the White House has promised other remedies in its place. So, um, threw a lot at you there. I think we'll have time for questions at the end, but just a little bit of a primer on all the tax and tariff and policy things that are up in the air right now. So, with that, I'll turn it over to my good friend Gabe Davis.
All right. Thank you, Rich. And again, thanks everybody for being on the call. I know that sometimes the tariff and policy stuff is confusing, it's complicated, it's frustrating, right? And if that's how we all feel and we're in the industry, can we imagine how homeowners must feel? So, as we pivot into the residential focus of today's presentation, I want to remind everybody when we're talking to homeowners, right? When they ask you questions like, how does solar work? These seems really complicated, right? Be the guide. Tell them it works really well. Yeah, the policies have changed. This is as good a time as ever in the market to go solar. We're really excited to be able to be here, right? We can make this easy. We can make this process easy. So as we look and we're going to spend more time talking about prepaid solutions, why the return on investment's fantastic, why REC is a great panel for those cash loan deals or prepaid finance options. The key thing I want to remind everybody on the call is for many of our homeowners and consumers out there, this is the first time they've ever gone solar. It's confusing. There's construction, there's policy, there's things regarding the utilities. There's a lot of stuff going on. Be that person who can say, look, we've become experts on what's going on, so you don't have to. We make this process really easy, right? Listen to them, hear what their goals are. Why are you there in the first place? And then provide a great recommendation that's going to meet their needs and remind them, right? One of the things I used to love to share with homeowners when I was helping them go solar or trying to help them was, look, this stuff can be complicated. My goal is to share as much information about what's going on so you can make an informed decision. We'd love to earn your business as a consumer, right? We'd love to be the ones to help you go solar. But at the end of the day, right, that's your decision to make. So we're going to be here to help you along the way. We're going to share all this information. We're going to answer questions. And the more complicated things are, I actually saw that as a benefit because that gave me a chance to really shine with that homeowner, right? So as we go into this, don't be afraid of the details. Look at them as obstacles that are harder for your competition to navigate. Look at the details as a great thing that you can spend some time on, perfect, be able to explain it well. And that's one more way for you to distinguish why you're the best fit for them going solar and make it really easy because the other company glossed over the details or said things don't matter or maybe incorrectly explain what's going on with tax credits. You can be the source of truth, you can be the authority, you can be the one that they feel really comfortable with when they decide to go solar. So on that note, what's great about prepaid options, right? It's truly the best in class financial vehicle to help somebody go solar for their residential home in 2026 in the United States. There's an improved return on investment. Rich spoke to this briefly, but one of the key things to call out is the tax credits taken for the customer. So instead of them having to wait until 2027, right, to recognize the benefits, they can see that tax credit benefit taken right off the top. Um, their customer has a great options to do a buyout at year 6 or 7, depending on the financial product. So it smells like cash, it feels like cash. The customer gets the benefit of the improved return on investment, but they still get to own the system afterwards. That's really important because, again, for a lot of our homeowners, they plan to buy their system no matter what. That federal tax credit's gone away. So this is the vehicle for them to do what they hoped all along, which was be in control of their energy destiny. All right. So when people are buying their system and they're going to own it, they care, right, what kind of equipment it is. This is a long term relationship, right? This is hopefully the forever panel. having spent a lot of time around construction, I used to always look at other things going on in the as part of the sales process, right? I'm looking at audio equipment. I'm looking if I'm in the homeowner's garage and I can see their power tools, right? I'm going to make and draw parallels between other investments they've made or decisions they've made of buying high quality equipment. And then I'm going to, again, draw that connection back to solar. So if somebody has really high end drills, great. How long have you had those? You love them? Yeah, me too, right? I personally, I'm a Mitsubishi guy. It's all my power tools are Mitsubishi. Um, and so again, there's a lot of stuff that's out there that is good quality equipment. Look at what they're doing, remind them that, hey, you care about the quality of the equipment. That's why we chose REC as an installer. High quality, great brand. Again, make them feel comfortable about the choices you've made and why going solar with you is the low risk effort. Next slide. So when we talk about what's great about REC Alpha Pure RX, right? It starts with the company behind it. We are the only solar manufacturer that's been in business longer than our manufacturing warranty. Okay. So what does that mean? It means we started in 1996. We've got now in 2026, 30 years in the industry. That is truly double just about as long as any other major competitor to us. So number one, the company behind it. We've been around, we're the oldest in the industry, we've got a ton of experience. Point two, we have an advantaged cell architecture. We have better technology than the other folks. We're using more advanced solar technology. Because of that, we have the best in class cell efficiency, we have the best in class temperature coefficient, we have best in class longevity, right? Because it's not just about power at year one. Our system will give your customers, our collective customers, right? The homeowner, more power at year one, more power at year 10, more power at year 25. And that's a function of, again, that best in class cell architecture. We're going to get more energy the day those panels come out of the box at year 10 because of the improved temperature coefficient and performance guarantee. We're going to be providing a higher output at year 10 and at year 25 when customers need that power the most, right? So again, when we continue to think about how does equipment fall into the consumer's decision to go solar, the key thing that I would encourage you to do, one, don't bore them in details, right? When people ask how does solar work, I love to frankly very quickly say it works really well. We can save you a lot of money. I of course can go into all types of details about the equipment. Don't start with all the details. Start with something light, clear, clean, and then go into more detail, right? Two, let them know that you have a choice in what equipment you decide to choose to put on your customers' homes. There's a reason why you've chosen us, right? Talk about your relationship. For some of you on this call, you've been working with our company for 5, some of you even 10 years, right? So that's a great history. You know, you're proud to work with REC. They're a great brand. We don't have a lot of issues, right? We have a great warranty. We have a best in class RCSP warranty, right? 25 years product performance and labor. That adds value to the process. So create confidence in how you position REC. We're certainly here to add value to your sales process. All right, and the last slide. So key things to know about for 2026. Number one, AVLs. Okay, approved vehicle list. Or sorry, not vehicle list. Oh, apologies. That's just what comes to mind when I think about AVL. So when we look at what the AVL is, right? This is again the approved list for all equipment that the finance companies will offer. So be it GoodLeap, be it LightReach, be it Participate, HDM, we're working with all of those providers. We're already on their AVL, or if not, we are in the process of doing so. If you have any questions about this, about different finance companies, we're here to, one, be a resource. You can reach out to us directly. You can ask the finance company about us, but most importantly, we will be available for every major finance company. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. So that's point one. We play well with everybody. Point two, domestic content. This is really exciting. This is something that is going to improve the federal tax credit when domestic content qualifies. Our modules will be showing up in the United States in the May timeframe with domestic content percentages. So, great news, our panel will be available and qualify for domestic content in the May timeframe. Most importantly, reach out to me if I'm your account rep for California or parts of Arizona, or reach out to me and I can certainly make an introduction to who your REC account rep is, and we can ensure that you receive special pricing for that domestic content module that's available in May. So the last thing to call out is if you haven't received a quote recently from REC about what your pricing is, we work really closely with your key distribution partners. We're here to add great value to your process. We've got plenty of panels available, and we'd love to offer you guys special pricing to help you win and really succeed in 2026. So on that note, I'm going to stop there. Andrew, any questions before we turn it back to you?
Yeah, thank you, Gabe. We do have one question that came through the chat. I would encourage everyone who is attending and watching today to leave any Q&A or questions for the REC team or for Open Solar. We'd especially love to learn more too about what finance partners you're working with. We did get the poll results back, and the majority of people chose the other options. We'd love to hear about the different partners you guys are working with out there. The question we got for your team here, Gabe and Rich, is what are the details about the July 4th deadline as it applies to the tax credit for commercial and nonprofit PV and battery?
Great question.
Uh,
Rich, do you want to take the first pass of that?
yeah. So nonprofits, I believe, as long as you are a tax-paying entity that is registered, not as an individual or a homeowner, but as a tax-paying entity that is not an individual, I believe you would qualify for being able to take 4080, and it depends on when your project starts, right? So if your project starts and um, uh, makes the test for either 5% safe harbor or continuous construction, um, if your project's under 1.5 megawatts, then you can take your tax credit through the end of 2030. If your project starts after the July deadline, and the date is the date that the OB3A was passed last year, I want to say July 16th, somewhere in that neighborhood. If you can start before then, you have until 2030. If you start till after then, you have until the end of 2027. And I believe 480 would apply to nonprofits. That's my understanding.
Yeah, and I would just layer in, there's a ton of complexity, right? Rich was calling out different examples based on project size, based on when commencement of construction starts. My strong advice would be leverage us as a resource, right? While we are not tax experts on this, we literally work with accounting firms that are tax experts. We're happy to give our best professional guidance and steer you towards the absolute sources of truth that can help your customers. So, again, we'll leave you with there's a lot of complexity here. Be the guide. Being the guide doesn't mean you always have to have all the answers immediately, but you know where to find them. And so we look forward to just being a great resource in that dimension. So reach out, let us know how we can add value, and we're here to help you win those fun, exciting, big deals.
Awesome. Thank you,
Back
Rich.
to you,
And
Andrew.
thank you, Gabe. Really appreciate it. Yeah, again, if anyone has any more questions here, leave them in the chat. We'll get to them at the end as well. All right, so going to go ahead and launch one more poll here as well for our folks watching. So yeah, just a quick question here. On average, how long does it take your team to design and build a customer-facing proposal? I will leave that up here and let folks answer. But yeah, just a little bit about us here at Open Solar. We're on a mission to accelerate the adoption of solar and renewable energy globally. So for folks who are new to the Open Solar community here, we've got over 28,000 solar professionals on our platform around the globe in over 185 plus countries. We have a lot of great partners here like REC who support the platform and all the dealers and pros on here. And thanks to all of our partnerships and integrations we have, we're able to keep the platform 100% free for solar installers, which we are able to do not just in the US but abroad. So Open Solar again is completely free to use and sign up and create an account. We have rolled out a lot of new features in the last 6 months here. You have now auto design with Ada. It's now click to button instant design. Open Solar also calculates automatically for you the pitch, azimuth, and shading. And you can seamlessly integrate Open Solar with your other tools, CRMs, pricing proposal tools, and create really the right installation and customer journey workflow for your business. We're third-party validated by NREL and PVAL, so as well as being free, we've got the accuracy to back it up for you there. And we're making smarter selling simpler with OpenSolar 3.0. So we've got a new feature called AI Lead Gen. If you want to get involved with that or with our auto design functionality, please reach out to your team. We'd be happy to get you started with that. We are also rolling out a lot more around the home besides solar and storage. So things like heat pumps, EV chargers, smart panels. OpenSolar is now becoming a more whole home design tool. And you're able to build really powerful proposals that show lifetime savings for solar and storage, but also for other elements you want to incorporate into the sale with the home. You can automatically invoice and collect payments with our new cash flow feature and functionality. So you can collect your cash deposits, milestone payments, even automate invoicing and tracking of those payments within the platform. And as Gabe and Rich were talking about earlier, we do have a lot of great integrated financing partners that allow you to offer flexible loans, leases, PPAs built right into your proposals. And we'll cover some of that here today. And of course, OpenSolar is an all-in-one solution, so you can automatically generate your bill of materials, purchase your equipment right through OpenSolar with our new shop tab. And you can explore Expo, which is a year-round digital conference stand where you can interact with our great partners like REC right in the OpenSolar platform. And this allows you to manage every project with the entire workflow for your business. As mentioned, you can really kind of make it your own for your company. So just a quick demo and walkthrough here of OpenSolar. Again, we've got the new marketplace functionality here. We'd love for you to check that out. You can interact with all of our partners in here like REC to see the latest here on their products, their social media and marketing videos and everything they're coming out with here. And you can interact with them and also check out all the detailed information, especially as they're launching new products and initiatives later this year. In the shop tab here, you'll be able to find all of our distributor partners where you can buy and purchase equipment from our selling partners right in OpenSolar. So highly recommend checking that out as well if you'd like to utilize OpenSolar to purchase your products. To begin a demo here, go to opensolar.com, create an account with us. You can start designing, building proposals, managing them from all in one place in the OpenSolar platform. Really simple to start a project here. You can enter a project address. It's going to be a smart search that helps bring up the property. And that's going to allow you to go ahead and center over the home and start your project right here in the OpenSolar design tool. Our project manager and CRM tool allows you to manage the project start to finish here with all the stages, action items, and everything you would need for your project, including all your customer contact info. And then the energy page here allows you to enter all your usage and utility information. So we can do kilowatt hour values, bill dollar values. You can estimate this if it's a brand new home, but you can even upload interval data. So if you get that green button data from the utility company, 15, 30-minute, 60-minute intervals, you can upload that right into OpenSolar to get really granular usage information in here. And you can specify the utility company and rate plan. And once you've got all that information, you can move right into the design studio to start building your designs. Now, OpenSolar, we've got the full 3D model here. You can utilize Google or Nearmap to build all your designs in OpenSolar. 3D is the mode you want to be using. That's going to have the most accurate designs and automation for you. Again, automating shade, pitch, and azimuth. And you also have our auto design functionality where you can design max fit, best savings, best offset, and you can really build the system instantly for the home, and you can give them multiple options and multiple designs with the click of a button, making it really easy for salespeople and designers to get proposals and designs done fast. We have all of REC's products in here, so it's really easy to find them. Just search for the module in REC. You can add their products here. We've got the 460 watt Pure RX module loaded in here. Now we've got multiple racking partners. I've got K2 loaded right now. You can design any of these racking partners right in OpenSolar with a click of a button. I'm setting a couple settings in here as well. It'll instantly generate your racking bill of materials. We can integrate, of course, inverter and battery companies with auto sizing, auto stringing for both inverters and batteries to get you the right solution for the home. And then we also have the ability to add all kinds of other components, heat pumps, EV chargers, smart panels, all right into your design and proposal tool. And then OpenSolar allows for very dynamic pricing, so you can load all your pricing and costs in OpenSolar, including adders and discounts, and the system will custom job cost for you, providing price and margin and cost all in one place, so you can have this for every single project. So really easy to go ahead and build designs and proposals in here with all the right products from our partners. Once you get those designed, you'll move into the payment section. And this is where we've got all of our finance partners. So as Gabe and Rich were mentioning, we're adding more and more here. We do have LightReach Live. We've got a lot of other loan and lease and PPA partners on here. There are more finance companies that will be adding very soon here in the new year. So again, if you've got any partners you'd love for us to see, like for those folks who answered other in the survey earlier, please let us know. We're working with REC and our mutual manufacturing partners to add in the right finance partners that work with both of us, but we do want to make sure we're adding the right lenders for all of our pro community here in Open Solar. So you can add all your finance options, compare and contrast them right in the platform. And then that'll lead to the proposal here, which is the customer view. This will be what the homeowner or the business owner sees, where you can toggle through multiple system designs. You can do solar or solar and storage, see what these look like. You can change the pricing, change how the systems interact with each other. And of course, you can have multiple payment options that show up here right in the same proposal. Every piece of equipment is going to have marketing collateral for it for our partners. So for REC, you'll see a nice video, marketing video, as well as spec sheets, tech briefs, and warranty information for all of their products to help you educate your homeowners and your customers on the benefits of going solar with REC. And you also have all the great finance information and system performance information right here in the proposal at your fingertips. This can be customizable, so you can change the color schemes, the logos. We even have multiple templates now that you can choose from to build your proposals. So lots of great ways to build and design a very custom experience for your homeowner or business owner. You can send the proposal out to the customer, sign and close the deal, collect payment, or run credit checks all right in the platform here. And then once you've sold your system, you can move right into the shop tab. This will allow you to buy your products from our distribution partners right in Open Solar. So once you sold the deal, you can go ahead and order directly from our partners in here. And this will allow you to build a full and complete bill of materials, where you can actually order straight from the distributor partner right to your home, right to the home, the job site, or your warehouse. And then, yep, once you got your system designed and built, you can generate single line diagrams. You can work with our permitting partners like Solar App and Green Lancer. And you can even utilize Open Solar again to go all the way through permitting to purchasing equipment right all in the platform. So again, we're really excited to welcome REC as a partner here in the new year, as well as our mutual finance partners like Lightreach and GoodLeap. We'll have some more coming soon, but please let us know who you'd like to see. And if you need any help with Open Solar, it's really easy to get started. All you have to do is register on opensolar.com. I'll leave this QR code up here so you can go ahead and create a free account if you'd like. And then please reach out to us. We've got a great help center with lots of training videos, resources, materials to help you get started. We also have a great US sales and support team that can help you with training and onboarding. If you need any help here with REC, please reach out to Gabe and the REC team. I'll leave their email up here right now. And as we're wrapping up here again, if you have any questions for us at all, please leave them in the Q&A chat. We'll be happy to address them here as we go. All right, so I've got one question here from Zach. Zach is asking about demand charge mitigation and control to commercial projects. So yeah, thank you for the question, Zach. We are going to be doing a lot of work here later this year on commercial industrial side to Open Solar. We've been pretty focused on residential for a long time and small mid commercial. There is actually a battery scheme in Open Solar that you can use for demand. There's that scheme right here. If you go into the design tool, you can actually program your batteries to interact with that if you've got a rate with that situation, like Arizona, for instance. We go to the battery right here. You can simply change from maximize savings to peak demand shaving for situations with demand charges for residential or small mid commercial. But yeah, bigger scale commercial industrial, we are working on quite a bit of features and functionality there. So if there's something specific you really like to see in this regard, please email our team. We'll be happy to go ahead and add that to our request for feature updates. If there's any other questions here, please go ahead and leave them for us. We'll keep this up for a few more moments. But yeah, Gabe, Rich, any parting comments or last thoughts from you here as we wrap up the webinar today?
Yeah, I mean, from my side, please reach out to your tax or trade counsel. I have a pretty good understanding of these issues, but obviously we're not attorneys at the end of the day. So I hope the one thing I did do was raise that there's a lot of plates in the air right now, a lot of uncertainty around the policy environment. So um, feel free to reach out to us, but at the end of the day, please also consult your trade lawyer.
Yeah, and I would just chime in there and add on to what Rich said. Please use this as a resource. Reach out, bring us your questions. Um, we'd love to be able to add value to your sales process and help create confidence with the customer because, hey, you've got a great relationship with REC, the module manufacturer. So again, we look forward to adding value to your business in 2026. Please reach out, ask for help, ask for support. We got a great team. Let's win together in the market.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for joining us, Rich and Gabe, and everyone who managed to make some time to join the webinar today. We know everyone's really busy, especially we're getting to the busy part of the season here in US Solar. So we really appreciate all your time and thanks for the support for both us and the REC team. And thank you, REC, for your support of Open Solar. We're looking forward to doing more of these soon. And for those going to Solar, we're looking forward to seeing you all next week. Thanks so much. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.